Hey guys, HuzzyGames bringing you another video. Now this is a full game commentary of Irelia, actually a much requested champion for a commentary, as you know she's recently been picked up a lot more. Right now in the top lane you kind of have the power trio. You have Jax, Irelia and Shyvana. Yeah, them three are the most popular in top lane right now. You'll see them in LCS most games, you'll see them in OGN. That's kind of how it works. Now there are some top laners that are still lingering. You know, Renekton is still there a bit, Trundle is there every now and then. But the main trio is Irelia, Shyvana and Jax. Each three, I would probably say Jax is the strongest, of course, but between Irelia and Shyvana, both have their weaknesses and strengths. Each can beat each other in lane, as a lot of the time in solo queue, you'd be like, oh, Aurelia's beaten Shyvana this game, and then Shyvana beats Irelia. It's purely whoever gets the early lead, and a lot of that comes to jungle pressure or something like that. Now, this game I am playing Irelia, and if you're wondering for my runes and masteries, they are kind of come on the screen right now. So here are my runes. As you'll kind of note, there is a lot of attack speed, so I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to be giving you rune page 1 that has the 29% attack speed, I believe, and then now rune page 2 that has a bit of AD in there, just if you want a bit of easier trading early on, as the 29 attack speed is if you're confident in your early game, you don't need the AD to help you in early trades. Now here are my masteries, 2190, fairly standard obviously, just, you know, you can copy it if you want to, but they're the ones that I use, and similar professionals, you know, Wicked, or it's not similar, similar people that use my stuff is Wicked, you know, that's kind of who I take my inspiration from when I'm playing Irelia, as he is like the Irelia king. But anyway, let's get into this game. So I'm going to speed up the footage, as obviously early lane phase in top lane is quite boring. All it's going to be is last hitting, etc, and that's pretty much it. So you'll see a couple things. I took Q level 1. Why did I take Q level 1? Simply because last hitting. In this game, I opted for the 29 attack speed page. What does that mean? That means last hitting early game is actually quite difficult, and you may find yourself every now and then that you'll try last hit something and you'll end up on like 2 or 3 health just before a kill goes down onto the minion. So the Q actually helps you secure things early and not as much as miss as much as you normally would. Slow down the game. First blood has already ensued down in the bot lane. So this game, if we actually just briefly go into team comps, we have obviously top lane Irelia versus Shyvana, junglers Elise versus Kha'Zix. Now obviously Kha'Zix actually has had his nerf in the jungle, where he's actually making a comeback into the mid assassin role, but this guy wanted to play him in jungle anyway, it seems. Mid lane, Kassadin versus Orianna. Kassadin, known as the most broken mid laner in the game right now, so I would actually recommend banning that in most cases. And then in the bot lane is Draven Braum versus Tristana Thresh. So Kassadin actually did go down in that trade in mid. They did pick him up, but this Orianna, one thing I have to remember from this game, this Orianna actually played very well. She did very good things. You know, she didn't even give that all that much in lane to Kassadin at all, and you know, it is a Kassadin. But anyway, what is this lane of Irelia Shyvana? As I'm someone now that has played this lane a lot. Right now, Shyvana is my most played champion, and I actually have started to kind of spam Irelia quite hard. Now this lane, basically, whoever gets the early lead, as I mentioned, will probably snowball this lane out of control, be able to deny the other per CS, etc. Now late game, both of them are incredibly strong. But again, both have their strengths and weaknesses. Now, there wasn't a trade that went on, but I've got to be very careful in this lane. I've opted for going teleport, and Shyvana actually has gone ignite, which I wouldn't recommend to do. I'd say teleport is just superior in this matchup, simply because I'm going to base, I'm going to come back for free, I'm not going to miss any minions, or very little minions, where Shyvana, when she bases, she's going to probably miss a whole wave, if I can get the wave to her tower. And if she can't kill me with Ignite, then eventually I'm most likely going to outscale her late game. And the scaling of these two goes as follows. Irelia is better in a 1v1 late game than Shyvana. In a 1v1, the Irelia should technically win. But in team fights, Shyvana is so much better than Irelia. Shyvana can jump on the AD carry and the mid laner in some cases if they group and just wreck face. Obviously Irelia, yes, she can jump on people as well, but I would probably give the team fighting advantage to Shyvana. Now you can see myself trying to push the wave, and this is where hopefully I can try and build a little bit, or this is where the CS lead may come into effect. As you can see, I'm on 40 CS against Shyvana's 37. I have had a free base in that teleport, and what I should be doing right now, I don't really know why I'm not. I should be just spamming auto attacks onto these minions, trying to get them to tower as quick as possible. But I decide against it for some reason, and I'm just going to build the wave for Shyvana that hopefully she won't get all of them under tower. Now, this Shyvana has actually opted for a Vampiric Scepter against Irelia, and I would actually say this is a mistake. If you're against Irelia, and as I mentioned, I play this matchup a lot, going toe-to-toe with Irelia as Shyvana in like mid-ish game, like level 6, you're not really going to win that. That's what Irelia thrives on. Irelia does not need to build any lifesteal. She has a W. So Irelia can build more damagey items like the Sheen, like the Phage, and just purely out-trade you. And then she also has a W, and once she has the health control, you know, she can control that with her ultimate if she wants to heal a bit more. She can just use a W proc it to get extra healing. She's going to have lane control, like full lane control. So if I was, like, if this Shyvana was me, I would be saving as much gold as I can to get a Warden's Mail. Basically rush it, because that is pretty much how you shut down a Irelia. Now we are going in for this dive right now. I am tanking a lot of the turret. I flash and at least pick up the kill. Managed to survive myself, and that was a overall good, successful dive. We both get quite low from it, and luckily Kha'Zix isn't here. But on the time of the game, it's like the 7-minute mark. So Elise probably knew, well, the buffs are spawning. We're probably going to be able to get away with this gank. Now, right now, if I look into how much gold I've got 850 odd, and I'm kind of thinking right now, should I go for Vamp Scepter into the Balk, or should I do something different? And I think in this game, I do decide to go something different. So bam, I have picked up a Amp Tome that eventually will be building into a Sheen. If you can manage to muster about 1200 gold on your first back or one of your bases and pick up a very early Sheen, then you're golden. You know, you'll out-trade Shyvana very easily, and you'll probably have a free lane. And I've actually been experimenting with Irelia a little bit more, been playing her more in solo queue, doing quite well now. And I ignore Balk. In a lot of matchups, unless the enemy team has a tank jungler and a tank top laner that I know I'll have to kill late game because my AD may struggle, then I won't. Then I'll build Borg. If not, I'm going to build Triforce into kind of tanky stats to be annoying. Triforce generally gives Irelia all that she needs. Now, as you can see right now, in these trades, Shyvana has more AD than me for one. She has more lifesteal for me, and she's losing the trades really easily. Now, I haven't even got my Sheen yet, and she's losing these trades. So you can kind of see how this matchup does favour Irelia in the lane phase. Now, don't get me wrong, I have won lane phases on Shyvana. I played a solo queue game earlier. That was actually a Diamond 1 game because I was duo queuing with Veil, so everybody in the game was Diamond 1 apart from me. And I went 9-1-7, I think, on Shyvana, and I was against Irelia in lane. Now, I am looking in the mid lane for a little gank or something if I can pick up something, you know, for a kill for myself, etc. But this Orianna, which Kha'Zix does a good flash, but this Orianna does manage to pick up one of the kills. And I also do a little bit of farming for myself into the mid lane. Now, I did that for a specific reason, and I want to abuse the teleport. So if I went into mid lane, picked up an assist, picked up a kill, and then teleported back to top lane, that's using my summoner spell where Shyvana can't even use hers to her max potential. And that is the big difference of taking teleport versus ignite. I can go look for roams. You know, I can base, go bot lane, do a gank, teleport back to top lane, and I practically lose nothing. Where this Shyvana, as you've kind of seen right now, I've already got an assist. She's already been killed once, and she hasn't used that ignite on me successfully once. She hasn't used that, and late game, it won't even matter. You know, late game, ignite does about 200-300 damage. That won't affect me late game. That's, you know, 2 auto attacks worth of life stealing for Irelia late game once she, you know, is fully maxed. Now, Kha'Zix has decided he's coming to top lane, and this has to be the most lazy gank in the world. He wasn't even moving towards me at first. He was more moving towards the middle of the lane. So I simply just walk the longest route possible away from them and get away really easily. And now gold-wise, if we look into the gold lead for me, I'm actually quite a bit ahead already from that assist. You know, I'm already over 100 now, 200 gold ahead, and Elise in that is now in the top lane. And we kind of knew Kha'Zix would probably want to come back, as it's a fairly common practice. And we totally bait out the Shyvana. I'm going to go for as much as we can. The Kha'Zix flashes on top of me. I pick up an assist there. Elise picks up the kill. and this 1v1 would probably be a Elise win if she played it well enough. Now, Kha'Zix is also moving into the area. Orianna was thinking about it, then decided against it. Kha'Zix knows this Kassadin is coming, and he should go down. Now, if memory serves correct, this Elise does the derp. Yes, she does. There was no reason for her to even get close to that Kha'Zix. She didn't even pick up an assist from him. She should have just left Kha'Zix to pick up that kill, as it's just feeding the Kha'Zix a little bit too much that she doesn't really need to do. Now, items on Irelia right now. I've finished my Sheen, and I've also got myself a longsword with a ruby crystal that obviously will be building into a phage if we speed up the game. And we'll be able to see now what I can do versus Shyvana. Now, the Shyvana is opting for a rush Bork while Orianna kills Kassadin. But yeah, Shyvana is opting for a rush Bork. Now, you can see, there's the damage. That is all you need to do as Irelia. I'm simply just out-trading Shyvana, and because she's opting for lifesteal, she can't auto-attack stuff for free. If she tries to go for an auto-attack, that's when I can harass her. And then again, she doesn't have teleport, so if I harass her out of lane, she's losing even more. And that's the whole point. Teleport is so important in this lane specifically. It's not a smart thing to do, not taking it. It's going to go toward the tri-bush just to be a little bit safe. The enemy blue buff has spawned, which my team is trying to do something about. But not a very good idea. They do manage to get it on Elise. I wonder if Kassadin will be able to get out. I do doubt it, unless he does some fancy stuff. And he may get out while me and Shyvana are kind of duking it out in top lane. So around about half health each. Now, right now she is auto-attacking, but that gives me a free stun. If she has more health percentage than me, then I will win this trade. Now, again, she does opt for trying to go for the trade without Ignite, and I pick up the kill. So, again, I think it's just not a great idea for Shyvana to try go toe-to-toe with Irelia early, especially if you're going Bork. You know, if you go Warden's Mail, get tanky, that's a lot better. You'll actually probably survive and do a bit... Well, no, you won't do more damage, but you'll survive better and you may actually out-trade her. Now, I got the kill really quickly in that top bush because I flashed into it and attacked move straight away, as I knew she was only on one auto-attack left to die. Meanwhile, my team is actually clearing up a team fight that they've pretty much gone flawless in, apart from Thresh dying, with Orianna not actually being involved. So well done to my team. Orianna is looking for something, potentially. Have to be careful. This Kassadin is really wanting to die by the looks of it. And he should be backing right now, because this Orianna, as I said, she played very well. You can see the CS lead in the mid lane is significant. She is really ahead of the Kassadin in CS, and probably gold. Yeah, Orianna's nearly 1,000 gold ahead right now. Top lane, I am 500 gold ahead, or 500 gold ahead of the Shyvana. And right now, as I've just killed her, she didn't even buy anything. She couldn't buy anything when she came back to lane, and I actually did manage to buy something. So if she were to fight me again, I'd kill her easier than last time. As obviously last time it was close, but we did actually end up, I did pick up that kill. Orianna, again, 2v1ing, picking up a kill by herself. So yeah, she's good. Got to give it to her. She's playing very well, this Orianna in mid lane. One thing I have to say, you know, this game right now is a Diamond 1/Diamond 2 game. I do like being at the higher rating. That sounds complete obvious. Like, yeah, Huz, that's obvious. You want to play with the best, whatever. But yeah, it does feel nice. When you see the really nice plays, you're like, whoa, that was good. It does feel really good inside. You're like, oh, I'm playing with the people that I do want to play with. Pushing the top wave. I've got 126 CS over the 104 of Shyvana. She has now finished her Blade of the Ruined King, but honestly I think it's a bit too late. I've got XP advantage, obviously, and although she has Ignite, I'm at a fairly strong pursuit right now. Now, going Bork means you want to go toe-to-toe with Irelia. And what this Shyvana keeps doing, she keeps auto-attacking me to give me a free stun. And you can see, bam, that's one combo, Shyvana's nearly dead. And that is one thing I have to say. When you're going in for a trade on Shyvana against Irelia, you've got to kind of, well, build tanky is probably the better option. And right now, as you can see, I'm nearly forced her to already back again. But as I was saying, you've kind of got to force her to kind of use her E when you're lower health than her. You really cannot be stunned in this trade, because it gives Irelia about 2 or 3 free auto attacks that just gives her the health percentage in, you know, life steal, etc. And Kha'Zix is looking for a gank on me, and I think I did have vision of him, or maybe I didn't. I'm not really sure. Okay, I didn't, because obviously right now I would be backing if I did. Kha'Zix again, he's kind of, I don't know, he's a bit lost this game. He doesn't really know where to gank. He doesn't know really who to gank. And when he is going for ganks, he does kind of weird things. So he is looking for a gank on me in the top lane here. And we'll see how this kind of plays out. Shyvana is quite low health, and I do actually opt for going a bit aggressive on her. Shyvana does go quite low as well. And Kha'Zix, I don't think he can actually fight me one-on-one amazingly well. And I'm actually going to go for the kill. Got the kill on Kha'Zix. So in the 2v1, I pick up a kill, but it does give Shyvana double buffs, sure. But when I come back to lane, I'm pretty confident that I'll be able to kill her anyway. I'll be able to kill her even if she has double buffs. As right now, I finished my Triforce. Now in this general area, again there's a 2v1 going down of Orianna actually doing fairly well. She actually does quite a nice flash out there, and she probably will escape. Shyvana doing quite a bit of turret damage, or trying to at least. But that will be the end of that, man. My team have to be careful. You know, they're going to get baited so hard. And I think any second I actually ping, that was my ping right there saying, be careful. You don't want to get baited into something stupid. My teleport is actually up. So I might be looking for a teleport opportunity soon. Could be in top lane, could be in bot lane. Obviously, right now the bot lane is getting harassed quite hard. So I actually probably am looking to the bot lane. This ward right now is my best friend. Okay, I teleport to the minions. And here we go. This is going to be going for a kill. So I just use my ultimate to make sure I get the last hit onto Draven. Then I'm going to continue onto the Braum. And this should be free double kill for me. So that again is going to increase to my strength. Good use of teleport, and that is something Shyvana can't do. Shyvana can't counter my teleport. She can't even teleport to help her team, where I can. This game so far, I've gained so much more from my teleport than she has from Ignite. So I'm going to base, return to buying some stuff, and I think I actually opt for buying some resistance here. Now, the one thing I have to say about this game before we, kind of get into any of the wrapping up moments, as there's about 10 minutes left of this game, is I do a kind of, as I've been saying, I've been experimenting with this champion. I'm experimenting with builds. And this build that I've done is a build that I probably won't do again, but I'll give my reasonings behind it soon. Now, he was looking for a kill onto the Orianna, as right now I'm extremely strong. I even buy myself a Negatron cloak, as I know Orianna is the strongest in the game right now on the enemy team. And even though Shyvana's built Bork, a lot of Shyvana's damage is actually magic damage, not even AD. So I'm actually going to loop around, see if we can get a kill onto the Orianna. We do have Thresh at the lower half. We have me coming up from the top, and Orianna actually decides just to go purely ham onto the Tristana, but she does go down. And Triss actually picks up the kill. Good also hook by our Thresh, and there is a kill for myself. So that makes me 5-2-3 with 148 CS. And right now, what is happening in the game is I'm trying to help my team by using the strength I currently have. Shyvana is staying in the top lane, just CSing. So Shyvana will most likely take the CS lead on top of myself, but what am I getting for that? I'm getting kills, I'm getting assists, I'm getting towers. I'm just doing a lot more than the Shyvana right now in terms of helping my team, etc. My team did opt for going for the Kha'Zix. I think they're fine right now, kinda. I do kind of move over, and I kind of predicted where he was going to go, honestly. And there is another free kill for me, and also a tower. So Kassadin probably will start struggling against the Shyvana. Now, one thing I have to say, even though Kassadin is a very strong champion, it's not for everybody. You know, not everybody is a very good Kassadin, and I don't think this guy... I think he maybe underestimated his opponent, obviously, you know, Orianna, that he didn't really feed her in lane, but he kind of just got owned in CS and everything about that type of play. So Shyvana did opt for staying. She wants to try and get the kill onto Kassadin. She does use an E and an Ignite, and actually picks up the kill, surprisingly, onto him. That was Kassadin just being completely oblivious. But for that, I get another kill, and Kassadin gets an assist. So that's actually worth it for us. Totally worth it. Meanwhile, my team actually go for Dragon. They do get the Dragon, but both Elise and Thresh go down. So it's an okay for us. You know, getting the Dragon in exchange for 2 deaths isn't that bad. Where this now is going to make me take the CS lead over Shyvana again. And probably try to get the top tower, as obviously I'm not to any threat of Shyvana teleporting to come and save this turret or anything like that. Tower's being annoying. Tried to reset it, and it's like, nah, I want to stay on you. So it, stayed on me a little bit longer than I wanted it to. But right now, Kha'Zix is covering the lane, and he has evolved of W. That is one thing to say. If you've been watching LCS or anything like that, then you'll notice that Kha'Zix has become popular again in the mid lane. And he's been playing as an assassin role. People are also maxing or evolving his W, seeing that he just gives you so much damage, gives you poke, and gives you sustain. The champion has seemed to change back into his old way, as obviously Kha'Zix was an assassin mid lane for many months, then turned into a tanky jungler with damage elements, but now it seems that he's been turned back into an assassin by Riot. So I'm thinking, what am I going to buy right now? I was contemplating, do I go Spectre's Cowl into, Banshee this early? Do I go just have the Negatron Cloak, go into a Randuin? What do I do? And then I was like, I'm going to get a GA, second item. This thing isn't normally done, but why am I going to do this? I'm very fed right now, just with the Triforce. Triforce, with my XP lead and XP levels, etc. I'm in a very strong state as Irelia right now. And I'm going to get focused quite hard. If I go in the middle of a team fight, there's an Orianna, there's a Kha'Zix doing quite a bit of damage, there's a Draven, there's a Braum, there's a Shyvana. I'm going to be in the middle of that, and I'm probably going to die. I'm going to try and do my best to get onto this Irelia, which I'm doing quite a bit of damage. She does a nice ultimate. She does go very low. She also uses a flash, so that's definitely a worth trade for us. But I got the GA because I'm going to get focused. It's actually quite a nice item. Braum does come down and manages to get Kha'Zix out alive. But definitely a worth it trade for us. Obviously, we just got like 3 of their ultimates. We got a flash, so definitely awesome for us. And I'm simply just going to lifesteal it with my W, in the mid lane in any second, hopefully. But one thing what's happening right now is a bit odd. The enemy team are grouping, which is a good move by them. Our Kassadin is looking to base, and our Elise is split pushing. She's kind of like not even pushing it that hard. She should be in spider form right now, auto attacking the living hell out of it, and then grouping with the team. And that's what I'd be doing anyway. So this build obviously does have its advantages and disadvantages. If you're going to get focused like I knew I was in this game, it helps me survive in team fights, obviously. But it doesn't actually give me that tanky stats. I won't be as much as a pain in this fight as if I had a Randuin second item or a Banshee. Now I actually did a panic flash there as I was expecting Orianna ult. I don't really know the cooldown that much, and apparently Shyvana doesn't even know either that Orianna ult is down. So this team fight is a bit messy. We're going to see what we can do. And bam, I go down. Got the GA. I got focused quite heavily. But what does this mean? This means my team can clean up. Kassadin's going to clear the Kha'Zix. My team did very well. Kill the rest of them. And eventually we're probably going to just simply dive onto this Draven any second. And any second he goes down. So that was awesome. We basically aced them. Braum just came up just before we could get the official ace. But that was good. Right now I'm 8-2-6. Pop the GA, of course, but was it worth it? Probably in that team fight. We managed to basically ace them for my GA, which is awesome. And then now I'll start building, Randuin, get really tanky. I've already got the GA when it comes back up in 5 odd minutes, I think it is. And then I have the Randuin that's just going to be making me even more of a pain. I'm going to be, as I've said a lot of times, I'm just going to be annoying. I'm going to be not dying. I'm going to be doing a lot of damage with my Triforce and just being what Irelia can be. Basically, a hyper carry tank, in theory. Jax is kind of on that borderline too, because Jax is very tanky once he gets his items. He's surprisingly tanky. And that's what you can be. On Irelia, Shyvana and Jax, all 3 of them can do that. Even Trundle to some degree can be incredibly tanky, but always have the kill potential to kill the enemy AD carry, to kill the enemy AP carry. That's what these champions are, and that's why they're so popular. So I've bought myself a Giant's Belt that, as mentioned, will be building into a Randuin eventually. Clearing that midway very, very quickly. And now maybe looking to group, finish the game. We're probably in the closing stages. Obviously, I don't have that much MR, only the MR from the GA item. As obviously, I didn't opt for Merc Treads. I opted for Berserker Greaves as I was snowballing my lane. Well, not really snowballing my lane. I just felt that I could because I was just feeling confident over the Shyvana. But just using that for lifesteal, and Elise actually nicks the big Wraith, which is disappointing. But we're probably going to look to close out the game any second. Baron may be something that we could do. We would do it fairly quickly with this team. But before we get into the wrapping stages, I think I'll just quickly go over what would my build be finally. The build would be obviously Triforce, probably Randuin second in a normal build. Then you may look to Zephyr as a third item, and then you'd probably look to your GA with either Merc Treads, Ninja Tabi, or Berserker Greaves, depending what you're against and depending how confident you're feeling. Zephyr, you only get that if you don't build Mercury Treads, obviously. Now the Baron, as you can see, is going down very quickly. The enemy don't react quick enough, and now we're going to try and find a team fight, I would imagine. Thresh is looking for a hook. He actually flashes it and just hooks the wrong way. Also goes for a flay, but doesn't manage to pick it up. Pushing the mid wave now, I pick up 1 CS for myself, and yeah, as you can see, Shyvana actually has taken the CS lead, and probably will keep that CS lead to the rest of the game. But I gained so much around the map using my teleport and not being in top lane, that I really don't mind if she's like 10 or 20 CS above me. I've obviously got a lot more gold than she does, 10,700 to 8,400. So yeah, I've gained a lot more. And we are looking for the final fight. Really nice flash cocoon by Elise. Shyvana actually has jumped on the back line, but we're kind of just wrecking their health bars right now. Orianna actually has not managed to ult right now, and she doesn't get it off before she dies. Moving into the closing stages, team fight going down, trying to pick up as much as we can. Over here to the right, looking for the Draven any second. Bam, we get it. Cassidy actually gets it. I don't even get an assist. And we have to be careful. And Kha'Zix, I actually stun him in midair and stop him even doing any damage. So that was an attack move stun, or that might have just been a normal stun actually, now I think of it. And we're going to just end up finishing the game. So this was Irelia in the top lane. I finished the game 8-8. Fairly good game, and I have more commentaries to come, mainly on, well, someone more on Irelia, someone Shyvana, and hopefully someone Jax if he doesn't get banned. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye!